I can't keep secrets, y'all know that. And this is your warning. I am going to show the main skein for the Beetlejuice October countdown boxes. Hello everyone and welcome to session 58 of this YouTube channel. My name is Brianna and I am the dyer, designer, and human behind The Little Wolf Knits and this channel right here. If this is your first time checking me out, hello, welcome, and if you're coming back after another video, thanks for sticking around. It is Tuesday, September 17th, and it is 12 o'clock. I'm getting this video in today between a lot of other things, and this week has gone a bit unexpected as far as my making goes, so I am actually, I don't want to say excited, because I'm a little frustrated about some of the things that have happened, but I am looking forward to talking to all of you about what's been going on over here. I don't think there is too much else to say at the start of the episode, so let's jump in. I'm not wearing anything knitted today. It's just one of those days. You know, it was chilly, very cold this morning. It is supposed to be warming up. However, it's kind of like overcast and gloomy. And I bought this new like sweatshirty top recently and I wanted to throw it on. So that's what I'm wearing. Nothing knitted. Sorry. But let's start by talking about admin. Just a few administrative updates here today. Rhinebeck Rumsmal is in full swing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out some of my previous videos and my Instagram where I talk about all the details of the Rhinebeck Rumsmal. But if you want to participate, make sure that you're using the hashtag Rhinebeck Rumsmal 2024 and tagging me so I can see all of your beautiful things. I am following the hashtag. However, Instagram doesn't necessarily show all of the posts in the hashtag. I don't think, because it seems like I'm missing some. So make sure to tag me in the comments and let me know so I can celebrate all of the bottoms, pants, skirts, dresses, shorts, dusters, things that we might be making for our bottom halves over the next few months here. And yeah, enjoy that process with you. The only other admin thing that I wanted to touch on, I know I talked about briefly last week, was we had a new pattern release this last week, and thank you all to those who supported. I know a lot of people ended up messaging me yesterday and Sunday saying, I didn't even see that the pattern released, and I know Instagram is really hit or miss with seeing things that I post. So my recommendations are to turn on notifications for me so you see every time I post something. I haven't been finding myself posting just for fun. Usually if I'm posting, it's for some reason on Instagram. So make sure that you turn on notifications and definitely subscribe to my newsletter if you're not already subscribed. I think you could do that down below. Definitely on my website, there's a pop-up for you to do that. Because that is where I will send out information whenever big things happen, pattern release, collection drop, testing call that overflows from my Wolfpack membership opening, anything like that. So definitely get on my newsletter if you're not already. But I just wanted to take another second and highlight the pattern that released this past Friday. It is the happy hour top. I have two samples of it because there are two options. There is a sleeveless option with this really fun open back. I talked about these samples last week, but this is Pico de Gallo on Sunfish. And there is an option with sleeves that is just as cute. And I feel like while I have been getting more use out of my Pico de Gallo sample, I think this one is going to be taking the lead here soon as it gets colder. But this is on Spin Dip. The colorway is Spin Dip on my Sunfish base, and this is a long sleeve version. Same top, same backless detail, tie at the bottom. Super cute. And thank you to everyone who has already supported. If you're not a knitter and you're just here because you like fiber, This is actually a collaboration with my friend MC of Blame the Knots, and she put out a crochet version that again has 2 sleeve options, and it's just been really fun to see folks make one of the patterns. And I know in the past when I've released a pattern, the question has been, man, I only crochet. Is there a crochet version? And now I can say, yes, there is. Go grab it, or vice versa. And it's been really fun to see some folks make both. So some of my Wolfpack members crochet and knit, and they have either tested one or both of them, but they have since made one or both of the tops knitted and crocheted. And it's super cute to see them both. They're very similar, but also have a different look because the fabric of crochet is a little bit different than knitting. So that has been super fun. Make sure to tag me in anything like that that you might be making. But that's all I have for our admin updates this week. So let's hop into what I finished. Like I said, this past week has not gone exactly like I thought it would. But that's okay. We're rolling with it. I have finished with certainty, finished, blocked, trimmed the ends, one finished object. So let's start there, and then I'll tell you the saga with the other one. But I finished my hand spun Seaside shirt. Oh, it's so good. This is so good. It's so cool. So this is some hand spun that I spun and created using the fiber. The colorway was called Scruff. And it was on a, I believe, a Cormo base from BrambleRidge yarn. BrambleRidge? I'm not sure. And this is my pattern. I'm playing with it because it is just so squishy and springy. Don't get me wrong. Superwash is amazing. Superwash Merino drape is really cool. BFL has this similar sort of squish. And this Cormo, just like, look at the spring. It's so good. But the Seaside shirt has this really fun, if I can show it, ribbed detail down the side, which I just love. And this really nice finishing where you basically create an I-cord edge, a flat I-cord edge as you go. So once you're done, you're completely done. It is worked bottom up. However, which I know is not ideal for yarn management, but I have now made so many of these that I know how much yarn I need for the top. And it's pretty easy to figure out because in the pattern, so this is part of the Seaside set pattern. It's a bundle. There are 2 patterns in one. And the shirt is included in there. I share yardage information and I share yardage per inch. So you can pretty easily calculate, if I take off the inches for the body, how much yardage is this top space going to take me. And I was spot on for the sample. I had less than a ½ ounce left. It was perfect. I did not feel nervous. Like I wasn't playing yarn chicken. I knew I was going to have more than enough to do the sewn bind off at the edge here. And it's so good. The way this yarn continues to bloom, I just think hand spun is so magical. It blooms so much when you spin it and block the yarn. Block the yarn, wet the yarn, soak the yarn like originally. But it's just amazing how it continues to bloom and blossom once you make a garment and then block it again. So I'm really excited to wear this. I love the colors. I think it's going to be so great with any kind of jean, dark jeans, light jeans, black, gray, army green, like rusty orange. I can wear this with so much. And I think it's going to be pretty nice year round. Certainly I can wear this in the summer, but then in colder weather, layering it and either putting a cardigan or throwing a like mock neck or long sleeve under this, I think would be super cute as well. So finished Seaside shirt by me, and I am obsessed with it. Now, the second thing that I should have finished, and should have finished, meaning I would have finished had I not had a machine malfunction. I had a spinning project that I wanted to ply. And it was my 3-ply. I've talked about this. And I do have one bobbin, I will say done, although I don't really feel confident in that because there was an issue with my wheel. And I'm trying to look, I have it in one of these collapsible. I'm trying to look and see how much of this is underplied and if I will need to add some more spin to the whole thing or if it was really just at the end of the project. But basically, I messed up my wheel. I have a Hansen e-spinner Pro. I'm not going to touch it because it's down there. And I tried to clean it. I did not have all the tools, so I kind of half cleaned it and didn't take things apart. And then I used grease, which came with my wheel. However, cleaning it seemed to have made the issue worse. So it was not, I have a woolly winder on it, so it just naturally is supposed to go back and forth to wind my bobbin evenly. And it was pulling, it was getting stuck, it was jumping and messing up my yarn, my break tension. It was a mess. And then when I cleaned it, it actually seemed to have made the problem worse to the point that I could not spin. It was pulling my yarn in. It broke my break band that I had on it. So I went to go buy more break bands and I found the parts that I need to properly clean the woolly winder. And in the process, I learned that there are 2 different types of grease that you should be using. One is for the Hansen e-spinner, and it says specifically do not use this for your woolly winder. Instead, you should buy this and only use this for your woolly winder. I had already used the other one. So I wonder if that's what made it worse. So I had to order the correct grease and 2 break bands, and I'm waiting for them to come in the mail. They were supposed to come yesterday. And my plan is I'm halfway through, not even halfway, a quarter of the way through the second bobbin of this spin, and it's not going well. So I think I need to break the plies, take the bobbin off, and then get my wheel straight. I need to take it apart, clean it, put on the new brake band, and hope that if I clean it well enough and then add the correct grease, it will fix the issue. I can get back to plying that second bobbin, easy peasy, and then I can look and figure out what I want to do with this one. It's not usable. My concern is that it might not be balanced enough. So what I might do is I might put this on a niddy noddy and just see how it's hanging. It's so much extra work, but I think it makes sense. See how the balance is, and then if I need to add more twist to my ply, I'll make a cake and then ply from that, just adding a little bit of extra twist. But I'm really, really hoping at this point that I fix my wheel and can figure that out. Otherwise, that's going to be a really big headache that I don't even want to think about. So this top is the only thing I finished. I could have finished a few more things, and I'm staying hopeful that I will be able to do that in the next week before you see me in our next video. So stay tuned and we'll see how we do with that. But let's talk about what else I've been working on in the meantime. Since I didn't spend as much time spinning as I thought I would be doing, I picked up 2 new projects in the last week. One of which, had I just cast this on? I don't believe I did. No, I didn't. I had not cast this on. I just had plans to cast it on, but I now have 2 projects that I have cast on and done a fair amount of work on. We'll start with the one that I showed last time. This is in my little Magner bag. It's kind of a sock sack, but I find that I could easily keep 2 skeins of yarn and a shirt in here. So it's a cool, handy project bag that I just like having on my wrist. And in it, I have yarn from Bumblebee Acre Farms, and it comes in pints. And this is a 75-25 sock base. Let me see, I think I kept the tag in here. Yes. It comes in pints on squishy sock, which is their 75-25. Can you hear? The post office is scanning packages, which is awesome because October countdowns are out the door. So yes, that is the yarn base here that I am working with. And this is going to be a hat for Michael for Rhinebeck. I'm not sure if he knows yet. I kind of lied. I didn't directly lie to him because sometimes I feel like that's too obvious, but was talking to a friend on Polo and said, oh, this hat is for my brother-in-law because he knows I'm working on holiday and Christmas and birthday projects early this year. So we'll see if he believes that or not. But I started a Musselburgh hat and I have done a fair amount of work on it. I got through all of the increases for the crown for his size. I looked at his previous ones, the one he likes the most. And now I'm just at the point where I am working straight. And I've got about an inch done on it. I have this cute little, I don't even know who this is from. This might be from a homespun house. It's a little beer pint. That's what I'm calling a pint of beer. And I think it's perfect for the yarn that is called It Comes in Pints. So we'll see. This is going to be a project I try not to work on too much in front of Michael, but I also don't want to be obvious that it's for him. But the goal is to get that done for Rhinebeck, and now it'll just be easy, mindless knitting that I can pick up. I originally thought that that would be my main focus project, and the second thing that I'm about to show you would be something I just have on the needles for when I need something, but it's not necessarily how things have gone in the past few days, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. As long as I'm feeling it, I'm going to keep working on it. But my second whip that I have done most of my work on this past week is in my Songbird Handmade, this neutral bag that's super cute. I might honestly, no, I'll probably leave this in here. I'm thinking that my next bags, I'm going to start leaning into my fall bags, into my Halloween bags, for the time being. But in here, you will see some yarn that I don't think I've shown on here, at least not in terms of this project. I know I've shown this yarn in colorway for other things in the past, but I have, it's so good. This is Pearlescent, which is a colorway collaboration with my friend Chantel of Knitatude. And this is on my buoy base, which is a Surrey base. Surrey alpaca silk base, and it is so floofy. Now this colorway, like I said, was made in collaboration with Chantel when she designed her Cloudscape sweater scarf, and you would have seen another colorway that I created with my friend Courtney of I Love Tinderbox for the same project. So Courtney did a crochet version, Chantel did a knit one, and Courtney's colorway Desert Bloom I used I don't even know when that was, months ago, to make my mom's sweater scarf I'm giving her for Christmas. And it's really beautiful neutrals. And this is quite the opposite, pastels, cotton candy-ish. And my sister Nikki has been begging me for this. She keeps calling it a thneed, which it kind of looks like a thneed. But she really, really wants one. I have been hesitant with her knitworthiness. She did point out one sweater that I gave her, and she wore it the day I gave it to her. I'm not sure if she's worn it since, but I decided to make this for her because gift knitting is not about how much they use it. It is about her wanting something and me being able to give that for her. That is what I'm trying to tell myself. But I cast on and got a lot of work done on this Cloudscape sweater scarf. My goal was to work the ribbing for the cuff, and I make some modifications. I've made this only once before. It is supposed to be worked flat and then you seam the cuffs. I didn't feel like doing that. So I just worked the cuff in the round, and my goal was to get to the point where you're just working the body, and then there's alpaca everywhere. To get to the point where you're just working the body, and I was gonna put it aside and this would be my movie knitting. And I said, okay, this will be what I take to the movies every Tuesday. If I get 5 or 6 inches on it every Tuesday, I can get the body done in about 10 weeks, which is in time for Christmas, I think. Yes, it's in time for Christmas. It will be done in November, and then I could do the other cuff. However, I don't know what happened, and I did the cuff, and on Saturday, I worked 10 inches of this. Saturday or Sunday? Saturday, I finished the cuff. Sunday, I worked 10 inches. Yesterday, I said, well, I'm really on a roll here. What if I just keep working on this on the drive home from Michael and I were away for the weekend, and I did another 8 inches. So I think my goal, I was like, let me just finish the first skein of yarn that I have wound up. And it was a 50-gram skein, and I finished it this morning. And I'm now at the point where I'm like, okay, I can put this aside and this can be my mindless knitting, but I'm enjoying working on it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to prioritize this as long as I feel like prioritizing it and roll with it. I know the Musselburgh will get done quickly once I actually focus on it, so I'm not really worried about that. But I'm enjoying this for as long as I can. That's what I'm doing there. So that is my second WIP, and I don't think it will be done by the next time you see it. I would, if I did 10 inches a day, I could get the body of it done in about a week and then a few more days for the sleeve cuff. I don't anticipate it will be done next week. However, it could be done by the following week. We'll see. If that happens, it means I probably won't have too much work done on any of my other projects, which may or may not be okay, honestly. I did do a lot of math and grading this week to get a pattern ready to go out to testers for my November release. It is a really cool sweater, my East Street sweater. It has the split sleeve detail. And then my dress is already done. That will be a December release. And I just want to make a shirt and skirt version of it, but it should be pretty straightforward. I'll just finalize the math and get that one done. So it's okay for me to take a week or so and not be working on designs and focus on these two projects that I have for a little bit. I would like to get the skirt and shirt, the Bayside skirt and shirt on my needles before the end of this month. So we'll see how that goes. But that's a rough project plan, along with fixing my wheel and finishing that ply, because I think it's going to take a little bit to figure it out. But I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, and we'll see where I get next time. I have not acquired anything in the last week. Is that accurate? That's accurate. So let's just talk for a second about what's in the shop. Not too much has changed as far as what's in the shop, so we'll just do a quick rundown. If you heard the beeping outside my door, you will know that our October countdown boxes are heading out the door. I got about half of them packed yesterday. I should get the rest of them packaged up today. If you ordered before last week, any single skeins, those will also probably be out the door today, barring timeline. Just if I said you got it in before when I said you needed to, then you're good. It should be dyed and ready to go out the door. And I'm super, super excited about it. Maybe I'll even show a little teaser here because it's so good, but not yet, not yet. Okay, maybe I will. Please hold. Okay, I can't keep secrets. Y'all know that. And this is your warning. I am going to show the main skein for the Beetlejuice October countdown boxes. This is one of my favorite main skeins of a countdown box that I've ever created. And I really, really love it. So I know not everyone's into surprises. I know some people are. But in case you're not, I wanted to let you in because I don't want anyone to miss out on this, because I think there will be lots of regret if that happens. So I'm going to show it. I'm not going to talk about it or describe it in any way. Yeah, I'm going to show it. So if you don't want to see it, look away. Look away now. This is your last warning. 3, 2, 1. Look at this. Look at it. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. I love so much of this. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. And I am going to show one of the gifts. I know, again, some people are not surprise people, so I want to share. One of the gifts is a gift that I always do. I feel like it's not really a surprise at this point, but I always include one of my own candles that I scent and hand pour. They are unleaded soy candles, and I'm not going to share the scent, but I love that. And the other gift is something else that I'm just going to show here. It is one of these, and just look at it with the yarn. It is really nice. I really, really, really like it. Yeah. So if you are interested, this is still available. You can grab it. It may or may not come before October 1st, but that's okay. You can always cast it on later in the month or whenever you feel like it, because who cares? Cast on when things make you happy. Anyway, I'm putting it away now. So if you turned away, you can come back. So our October single skein and day boxes are available. You can get that colorway that I just showed on any single base at any amount or quantity. And you can get it with or without the gift options that I shared. If you do want to get the gift options and multiple skeins, make sure that you get one skein with the gifts and then all the other ones without, unless you want 8 sets of the gifts, because they're all the same. So fair warning. So that is still in the shop. We have our super shitty December countdowns that are still in the shop. And this month we have something really exciting. Really, really exciting coming. I'll share it here. It is not ready yet, but it should be ready in the next week or so. We are doing, for the first time ever, a February Valentine Day countdown. And I think there's going to be 2 options. I think there'll be a 14-day and a 28-day, which should be pretty fun. And it is going to be rom-com inspired. I've been tossing and turning about which rom-com I want to do. Do I want to do one of my favorites, a popular favorite? Which direction do I want to go? And I think, let me just double check. I got it down to 2. And the front runners were Forgetting Sarah Marshall and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I think that this first year, we're going to do How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I am so excited. It'll be the same as my other countdown. So it'll be fingering, DK, and fiber. And you'll have 2 options, 14-day and 28-day. You'll get little gifts and goodies that will go along with them. And I am just really excited for it. So you'll see that this month, so you can grab it over the next month or 2, and I can start dyeing them in December, which will be super, super fun. But that is coming soon. Our Tailgate Party Collection colorways are still in the shop, along with our spooky Halloween colorways, which y'all have been loving and grabbing. There are actually a few that I think would fade really well with the October Beetlejuice colorway. So if you cannot figure out which ones I'm talking about, feel free to send me an email and I'll let you know what I'm thinking could be a super fun Halloween fade. And we have our September clubs that are still available in the shop. We have our Schitt's Creek inspired, maybe this time. So good. So classic, so good. And then we have our New Girl inspired Sad Person. I just love that, which is really, really good. I know clubs haven't been doing as well lately, and I don't know if it's just the time of year. I know people are working on fall sweaters and garments, and then people are getting started with holiday planning. So I don't know, but they're there. They're never guaranteed to come back, and a lot of that is due to how popular they are, which is kind of unfortunate, because if it's just a bad time of year, I might not bring something back unless people really are asking about it and looking for it. But maybe this time, Sad Person, both available now through probably next week, honestly. I would say this will be your last call. Let me see, what day is it? No, I think through next week, I'm going to keep these available. And next week will probably be a last call to get your club orders in. And then they will go out at the beginning of October. So that is all the yarn that's in the shop, in addition to the large amounts of in-stock yarn that I have available. I think maybe we'll need to do a little in-stock ready to ship sale in the coming weeks here, because there is so much. So much. And I like clearing it out and moving things around every once in a while. So maybe I'll let y'all help me do that. Keep an eye peeled for that. Our cherry bomb accessories are pretty much out of the shop. We just have a few trickling orders coming in. So if you really wanted something from that, get your order in like this week, and then they will be gone. At least for now. Potentially a seasonal charm earring hair clip situation from LW Graphico, but we will see how it goes. And then 1 or 2 bags from the Coven Collective still available, and a few porcelain progress keepers from my friend Wendy at Very Warm Stripes. But that is everything that's in the shop. So let's just talk about life for a second. I feel like I say this every week. I'm getting sick of saying it, so I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, but there are lots of personal things happening behind the scenes that we're just not ready to share yet. I'm not pregnant. I know that's going to be the assumption. But I will share as soon as we can. So a lot of that is taking up my brain space and time and mental energy. But we're still making space to have fun and enjoy life and things while we can. I finished reading a book. I don't even know what it was called this last week. It was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite book I've ever read, but library? How do I see what I just read? Is there a way to see it? I'm looking through my library and I don't even think I could. Most recent? I don't even think I could pick it out, honestly, from looking at all these titles. I read a book. It was okay. I immediately started my book club book for this month, which is The House Across the Lake, and I read 30% of it in one day because it's that good. I'm really liking Riley Sager books right now. So that's been super cool. Michael and I are trucking along watching Shrinking. We love it. It's one of those shows that we have to stop ourselves from watching all in one sitting. It's just so good. And we've seen a bunch of movies this past week. So last week, Michael and I went to see Beetlejuice. And I think I already talked about that because I filmed last Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this weekend we went to see, oh goodness, what was it called? Oh my gosh, on Sunday, my mom and I were like, oh, let's go see a movie. And she was like, you've seen everything. I was like, there's a lot that we haven't seen. So we went to see Speak No Evil. Oh my goodness gracious. We went to see Speak No Evil and it was good. It was wild. It was suspenseful. It was creepy. I was like, most of the movie. It was really good. And there were a bunch of other movies that we wanted to see. Like Aya was one of them. My Old Ass is another one. We can't find that in any theaters near us. Aya is already out of theaters. There is one, I think, called The Killer's Game or something like that that Michael really wants to see. So we're going to go see it tonight for our Tuesday date night. And we'll see how it goes. My plan is to bring one or probably both of my projects and see how much we get done there. And this week ahead, there's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of work stuff happening. Hopefully a lot of making. And this weekend, we're actually staying local because we are having company coming to visit us in town because we have a really cool fundraiser beer event that happens at Michael's Brewery in connection with Thon. So we raise money for pediatric cancer. It's called Hops for Hope. I think the event itself is actually called Pours for a Purpose. And it should be really fun. Michael's whole family is coming out. A bunch of Michael's parents' college friends are coming out, so that'll be really fun. And we might have some visitors in town over the weekend, which I'm very, very excited about, in addition to all these people I'm talking about. Some friends might make their way out to see us, so I'm super excited. And I think that's all that's going on right now, so I'll make sure to keep you in the loop next time. Until then, take care of each other. Bye!